They told us passion fades. At 50, it grows quiet, and by 70, it's gone. They said sex becomes boring, mechanical, something polite couples do on anniversaries, if at all. But what if they were wrong? What if the most passionate chapter of your life doesn't happen in your 20s, but in your 70s? Here's the secret no one talks about. Intimacy doesn't disappear with age, it evolves. It becomes slower, yes. Softer, maybe, but deeper, oh, absolutely. You see, we grew up believing desire belonged to the young, that only smooth skin and fast hearts could make sparks fly. But after 70, something changes. It's not about performance anymore, it's about presence. It's not about perfection, it's about connection. The kind that doesn't fade when the lights go out, because it lives in the laugh lines and shared memories that only time can write. And here's what might shock you most. Research now shows that people over 70 report higher satisfaction in their intimate lives than any other age group. Not less, more. So maybe the real myth isn't that sex gets boring after 50 or 70. Maybe it's that we ever thought passion was about youth at all. Because if you listen closely, your heart doesn't stop wanting. It just starts wanting something real. So why does no one talk about it? There's a quiet revolution unfolding in living rooms, cozy bedrooms, and retirement communities across the world. It's not loud or glamorous, it's not on magazine covers or in Hollywood scripts, but it's real. Men and women in their 70s, 80s, and beyond are rediscovering intimacy, not as a memory, but as a new language. A psychotherapist, Joan E. Childs, now 84, once said, "Sex is not what it was. But it can be more than it ever was if you're open." That line captures something profound. After 70, intimacy stops being a race and becomes a rhythm. Of course, biology changes, hormones shift, bodies ache. For women, estrogen, the hormone that once kept desire humming, begins to fade after menopause. For men, testosterone lowers, and sometimes the reliable spark of youth becomes more of a gentle glow. But here's where the story gets interesting. Desire isn't stored in your hormones, it's stored in your mind. As Childs put it, sex has always been between the ears, not the legs. After 70, the fire doesn't die, it simply moves higher into the heart and the imagination. Myth number 1. It's over after menopause. This one has haunted generations of women. They were told menopause marked the end of their sensuality, that dryness, discomfort, and disinterest were inevitable. But modern medicine and mindset have rewritten that story. Doctors now treat vaginal atrophy and dryness with safe therapies, from localized estrogen creams to laser rejuvenation treatments. Simple lifestyle adjustments like pelvic floor exercises can bring comfort back into the picture. But beyond biology, there's a truth many overlook. Intimacy is more than physical, it's an emotional curiosity. It's the way your partner's hand still knows where to rest. It's the safety of being fully seen, wrinkles and all. When couples reconnect with emotional tenderness, when they rediscover curiosity, physical pleasure often follows naturally. And as many women over 70 quietly admit in therapy rooms or late-night conversations, it's different now, but in a beautiful way. Myth number 2. Men lose their drive. Yes, testosterone drops with age. Erections might take longer to appear or require more attention than before. But that doesn't mean the desire is gone, it simply means the expression of desire has changed. Viagra and similar medications made headlines for a reason. They restored confidence to millions. But they're only part of the story. Men, too, are learning that sex after 70 isn't about performance, it's about participation. It's about patience, communication, and playfulness. As one 79-year-old man told a researcher for the Journal of Aging Studies, "I realized I don't have to be an athlete in bed anymore. I just have to be there, really there." My wife said that that's what she always wanted. That shift from doing to being is what transforms sex from routine to revelation. If you ask therapists who specialize in couples over 70 that change their clients' lives most, their answer isn't medication or technique. It's conversation. So many older couples spend decades avoiding honest talk about intimacy. They fear rejection, embarrassment, or hurting their partner's feelings. But silence over time builds walls, and those walls don't just separate bodies, they mute laughter, affection, and even the smallest gestures that once spoke volumes. As Childs put it, avoiding the issue, sweeping it under the rug, just makes the rug look like the Swiss Alps. The couples who thrive are those who dare to talk. They share their fears, their humor, their curiosities. They say things like, "I miss being close," or "I want to feel you near me again." Sometimes it's not about solving anything. It's about being heard, about knowing that your desire still matters, that you still matter. That openness turns intimacy into a shared exploration, not a performance review. It brings back playfulness, the kind where you both rediscover each other like old songs you forgot the lyrics to. And if talking feels too hard at first, start small, maybe a touch, a laugh, a walk where the conversation wanders back toward affection. You'd be surprised how often connection returns not through grand gestures, but through quiet moments of truth. A soft confession at breakfast, or the way a hand lingers just a second longer than usual. Because the truth is, desire feeds on safety, and safety grows from honesty. When couples finally speak openly, they don't just reignite intimacy, they rewrite the story of their love. Being present, truly present, is the most powerful love potion there is. Many couples go years without really seeing each other. They talk about logistics, not feelings. They live side by side, but not with one another. They know each other's habits, but not each other's heartbeat anymore. When intimacy returns after years of silence, it often begins with eye contact. The simple act of looking, of really seeing the person you've shared a life with, can reignite something primal. Neuroscientists even found that sustained eye contact triggers the same rush of oxytocin as a first kiss, a quiet chemical spark that whispers, "You're still mine." Many couples haven't looked at each other's eyes since they said their vows, Childs observed. The day they do, everything changes. Because being present tells your partner, "I'm here, with you, still choosing you." It's the electricity in a shared silence, the warmth of a hand that doesn't rush away, the small miracle of remembering what their laughter does to your chest. And that, more than any pill or supplement, is what the body responds to most. Because real presence isn't passive, it's sensual. It's the art of paying attention. And at 70, that kind of attention can feel like falling in love for the first time all over again. One of the great myths of aging is that seriousness replaces silliness. But play, laughter, teasing, exploring, it's what keeps intimacy alive. Somewhere along the line, we traded flirtation for practicality and forgot that joy itself is seductive. Sex and humor are a terrific combo for a happy relationship. At 70 or 80, that might mean experimenting with gentle fantasies, sensual massage, or even a playful trip to an adult store together. Yes, that still happens, more often than people think. It might mean laughing when things don't go as planned, or discovering that perfect is far less than real. For some couples, it means trying new positions that feel easier on the body. For others, it means simply sharing a glass of wine and a slow dance in the kitchen. Because desire doesn't retire. It just needs an invitation. And for many, it means discovering that touch itself, not always intercourse, can be the most profound form of intimacy. When you stop chasing performance and start chasing laughter, you'll find the spark has been sitting beside you all along. As one woman in her 80s told her therapist after a night with her husband, "We held hands, snuggled, and told each other how grateful we are to have each other. It was the best sex I've ever had." So, if you think passion is behind you, my friend, it's not the end. It's just the beginning. Because the body may slow, but the soul, it never forgets how to dance. Here's a shocker. A recent AARP survey found that more than half of adults over 70 remain sexually active, and those who are report higher emotional satisfaction than in any previous decade of their lives. Why? Because at this age, there's no pretending left, no competition, no insecurity, no rush. Older adults tend to approach intimacy with honesty, a willingness to laugh at the awkwardness, to forgive the body's limitations, and to celebrate the connection itself. That honesty, that acceptance is the real aphrodisiac. If youth is about sparks, later life is about embers, the slow glowing kind of heat that warms you from the inside out. It's not always about excitement, sometimes it's about peace, and yet that peace can be intoxicating in its own way. Because when you've lived through loss, change, and decades of shared history, every gentle touch carries meaning. That's what makes intimacy at 70 so profound. It's built on everything you've survived together. For the first time, many older adults say they finally feel free to enjoy intimacy without fear. No pregnancy, no performance anxiety, no competition. One woman put it simply, "When I was young, sex was about proving myself. Now it's about knowing myself." That shift from pressure to peace is what makes the stage of life so surprisingly passionate. Because the older we get, the less we chase fireworks and the more we crave warmth. If there's one truth this generation is rewriting, it's this. Passion doesn't retire, it refines. Yes, our bodies age, but the heart, that stubborn, hopeful, beating thing, never forgets how to long, to laugh, to love. And maybe, just maybe, that's what makes intimacy after 70 the most honest of all. So, here's the question I'll leave with you. If your heart still wants connection, real, slow, tender connection, why not listen to it? After all, you spent a lifetime learning what love isn't. Maybe now it's time to rediscover what it truly is. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. We would like your thoughts in the comments below. What did you discover about passion at 70? We're excited to know. Till then, tune in for another video coming soon.